Okay, here we go. Cross our fingers, everything will work. Okay. I had to even warm up my room, so cold today. Okay, so again, we're gonna do a little bit more standing work at first. We'll do some of the stuff that we normally do on our backs when we get there, but just want to take a moment to kind of check out that mountain pose. So starting with the feet, either big toes touching or close toward each other, and just try to get those feet straight with the mat. Keep the toes, kind of lift them up, place them back down. Try to notice if you do have that tendency to grab the mat. We want to try to keep the feet, relaxed and in contact, but not holding those toes into that clenched position. Shoulders up, roll them down, and let that chest open across from shoulder to shoulder. Think about pulling from the kneecaps up. So we want to tighten those quadricep muscles. We want to pull in lightly through the core. Lengthen the neck as almost as if somebody's pulling you up by a little string out of the crown of your head. Making sure that's recording, okay. And then if you can close your eyes in mountain pose, give that a try. If it makes you feel a little unsteady, I want you to try to take your gaze down. Now you might have to glance up to see what I'm doing. I didn't check my volume either. Glance up to see if you can see me and what we're doing, but just trying to keep our focus kind of off looking at something right now and going more into how we're feeling, all right? So starting to slow down the breathing, we want to try to inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose, and we're going to continue that breathing. Now we're going from high to low, right? Usually we're laying down and we see the chest rising up. Here you're going to feel it more, feel the chest rise up. Allow that breath to start coming further into the body. Feel it come into the lungs, pressing the ribs up and out. Feel it into the belly. Try to get to that point. So focus on that, several breaths now. You can still work through any little bits of tension that you're feeling. All right, with that next inhale, we're just going to lift the chin a little bit, take the gaze up a little bit. On the exhale, bring the chin to the chest. Keep everything else in place in mountain pose. Inhale, lift the chin. And exhale, lower the chin again, keeping everything in place. Just the head is dropping forward. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Now keep the chin on your chest. And as you inhale, bring the chin up to that right shoulder. And as you exhale, let it drop back down. And then as you lift it to the other shoulder, you're inhaling again and exhaling as you come to center. So do that a couple times on your own and really allowing the back of that neck to lengthen. Really trying to just draw the chin along the collarbone from one shoulder to the other. Just working through a little bit of tension here. All right, let's do one more time to each shoulder. Again, at your own pace. And then bring your chin center and inhale and go ahead and lift and take those eyes forward. And I want to take the shoulders up, roll them back and down. Inhale up to the ears. Exhale, push them down and back. Again, really trying to feel this opening across the front of the body. We want to keep that chest lifted and open. And then circle the wrists a few times. Just bring the hands up in front of you. Circle them one way and the other. And make a fist and stretch the fingers out a few times. Shake it out a little bit. My hands have been so cold lately, so try to keep those hands, get those hands warmed up a little bit. All right, so in mountain pose, I want you to lift all 5 toes up and place them back down on the mat. And lift all 5 toes up and try to spread them apart and place them back down on the mat. Now just lift one heel up, press into the ball of the foot, press it back down, other heel up. Again, if your feet are feeling cold or tight, do that a few times. You can lift the heel up and kind of move from the ball to the foot, press or put put more weight in the ball of the foot and then out to the pad and the bones behind the pinky toe, kind of going through that whole foot pad. And then do the same thing with the other foot, same thing. Shift that weight around, just kind of stretching the toes a little bit. And then come back to mountain pose. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, bring your chin to the chest, but you're going to continue to roll down as if you're moving away from a wall. So inch by inch, allowing yourself to slowly come into that forward bend and use a block if you need it. Hands come to the floor or the block and let your head just hang down here. Feel how that is in the back of the legs, up into the glutes. Now tighten the belly slightly, let the knees stay bent, and then roll it back up. And come back up, roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale again, lift your heart. Exhale, tuck that chin, roll it back down, slowly reaching for the floor or the blocks. Let the head drop. Now, bend both knees just a little bit, keeping the heels down, and then slowly straighten the legs. And do that again, bend. Make sure the knees stay aligned over the feet. And then straighten, tighten the belly. You can soften the knees as you roll it back up. I'm going to move to this top of my mat now. This one we're going to make our way down to the ground. All right. Take the arms up first, inhale. Exhale, bring those hands through to your heart and again, roll down. Come into that forward bend. Hands stay on the floor or the block. Inhale, lift halfway up. Straighten that back. Exhale, forward bend. Bring your hands to the mat. Slowly step back. Come onto your hands and knees. Take a deep breath in. Lift the chest and tailbone. Cow pose. Exhale, arching into cat pose. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen. Exhale, really pull that belly in as you arch the back up. Inhale, lift. And exhale, arch up. And inhale, lift. And exhale, arch up. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, arch into cat pose. We're going to inhale one more time. Exhale into child's pose. Keep those arms kind of close to you. If you want to start to slowly stretch them out in front of you, you can. Now, kind of shift your body weight from one side to the other. Notice how that allows you to stretch along the rib cage and under the armpit into the lats. All right, sit those hips back on the heels. Use a block or blanket if you need it. Now, take the left hand to the left side of the mat and then take the right hand and reach in front of that left hand. We're really increasing the right side stretch here. Try to keep everything else relaxed. 3 breaths. Slowly back to the middle. Stretch the arms forward. You can get your forehead to the mat. 3 breaths here. And then take your right hand to the right side of the mat. Take the left hand in front of it or beyond it. And now working that left side stretch. 3 breaths. And then back to the middle. And then slowly bring yourself back up on the knees. And we are going to flip over onto our backs. Just come on down to the back and start by hugging your knees into your chest. To see how that feels on the back. I'm going to put this here because I got my hair up today and it's pushing in my head. Okay, I'm just going to roll a little bit here. Bring both feet up. Let's move those feet a little bit more, pointing and flexing. You can work them together or opposite, doesn't matter. few times each way. All right, go ahead and bring those feet onto the floor. Knees bent, get everything into position here as we normally would for our bent knees pose here. Shoulders are spread apart, feeling that nice opening across the chest, arms right next to us, having that little lower back curve so your lower back isn't touching the mat. Try to keep the heels aligned with the sitting bones of your hips. Take a breath or two here, checking, double checking, making sure everything's pretty comfortable here, but staying aligned. All right, next inhale, bring the arms up and overhead. Reach those fingertips as far back as you can. Using that full inhale to get there, and then on the exhale, we're bringing the arms back down. So if you don't get your arms completely overhead, it's totally fine. You'll just get to a good stretch. You can also widen the arms as they go over the head. That might allow you to go a little bit further if you've got some tight shoulders. And we're just going to work on these on our own a little bit. All right, 2 more times. All right, now we're going to go ahead and take the arms overhead one more time. On this exhale, go ahead and pull that right knee into the chest and just continue to bring the right upper leg toward the upper body. Notice how that hip is feeling. If you want to take it out and in a couple times, you can do that. You can go up and down, or you can start incorporating some circles. Moving the knee around, which is going to move around the femur up inside the hip socket. Circle it a few times each way. If it helps you use your hands, by all means do that. All right, so that hip should feel a little bit better now. Do a quick little thread the needle stretch. Just bring the foot across the opposite leg and press that knee out. Foot can come off the mat if you like. Just kind of seeing how that hip is feeling now. All right. Now bring that right knee back into the chest. Take a breath or two here. And then we're going to extend the leg up. Now you do not ever have to straighten that knee if it's not going to work for you, but press the heel away from you and feel that lengthening now from the back of the heel through the calf all the way up into the glutes. Hands can go anywhere on the leg that help you, but do try to keep the upper body on the mat. And the hips are also square on the mat. I'm just going to take 3 more breaths here with that right leg extended up. And then, if that's feeling okay, you're going to take the left leg all the way out. Now, the right leg might go back slightly. That's okay. We didn't do a lot of extensive warm-up here, but we're just seeing how it is with minimal amount of warm-up. So both legs extended. And then we're going to slowly bend the knees, start all over again with the feet on the mat and arms right next to us. All right, inhale, bring those arms overhead. Exhale, now bringing the left knee in, starting to pull that left upper leg toward your chest. See where it can go with just a minimal amount of effort. If you want to start working into the hip more, feel free to move that leg around and work into that hip a little bit more. All right, extend the leg up, flex and point. Circle the ankle. Circle both ways. Again, just kind of seeing where that leg is, if it's feeling pretty good. A little thread the needle here, left foot to the right knee, press the knee out. right, and then taking the leg back into extension, seeing if we can go a little further without, straining it. It's not like we're not forcing it to go there. Take your hands anywhere that help you. After about 3 breaths like that, go ahead and extend that right leg all the way out. Keep the left leg up. All right, and going ahead and bending the knees, bring those knees in, roll a little bit. Now you can either rock yourself up or you can roll over to one side, come back around onto hands and knees. Inhale into cow pose. Exhale into cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow. Tuck those toes under. Exhale into downward dog. Little short dog here, right? Not too much distance. Just move around a little bit. See how that feels. And then we're just going to slowly walk our feet back to the front of our mat. Come back to that forward bend and relax. And then roll it back up. Come back to mountain pose. I just realized I don't have my watch on, so I'm sorry, I'm going to have to walk over here and look at the clock occasionally to keep us on track. Okay, so we're back in our mountain pose. Now we're going to start to add some more movement, and we'll do it in small increases, right? But as we start to warm up more, if you want to push it and take it to the next level, that's always fine. You know all the modifications that we have at our, that we're able to do here, so feel free to make it work for you. Here we go. Starting in mountain pose, take a full breath in and out. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. Now you can exhale those hands through to the heart, or you can open and dive into that forward bend if you're feeling ready for that. Inhale, lift halfway, extend that back. Make sure that you're not pushing your hips way behind you, but let's try to keep those hips and heels lined up and really lengthen the spine. Pull the shoulders blades together so we're broadening that chest again. Option to reach straight back. Take up another breath in. Exhale, forward bend. Slowly step back to plank now. Now, if you want to go full plank, you can, or you can drop those knees and have a modified plank. Either way, we're going to inhale as we lift the chest, exhale as we lower all the way to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Pull the belly in. Try to lift from between the shoulder blades. Exhale, back to child's pose. Make our way into downward dog. Try to really work that lengthening through the sides of the body, pressing out of the hands. A little deeper pedaling of the feet now. You ready for that? Gently move the head a little bit just to make sure we're not tightening up in the back of the neck. Slowly walk back to the front of your mat, or you can walk quicker, you can hop it in, whatever you like. Forward bend, relax. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. This time, roll up or extend that back. Come all the way back up and back to mountain pose. Hopefully feeling a little bit warmer at this point. Let's do that one again. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, forward bend, however you choose to get there. Inhale, lift halfway. Option to pause, maybe extending the arms, maybe reaching further away from you. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward bend. Step back to your plank again. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Now remember, you can start to add in that chaturanga. You can add in that upward dog. Upward dog and downward dog right away if you like. Whether you're in cobra or upward dog. Make sure that you're still lifting the chest and squeezing in the upper back. Exhale back to child's pose. And then into downward dog. All right, come back to the front of your mat. Back to forward bend. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Back up to mountain pose. And just stay in that mountain pose. Take a breath or two. All right, moving on this time. So have the blocks easy enough to get to if you need them here, and then you're going to need them here for standing work. Make sure you're able to grab them. We've also got options to always have a wall nearby as we get into some of the things that you might need a little extra support. Here we go. And inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Extend the arms if you like. Inhale, lengthen that spine. Exhale, forward bend. Step back to plank again. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, child's pose, or go right into that downward dog. All right, step that right foot all the way through. Drop that left knee, make your way into a kneeling lunge. Really think about pushing the hip forward, lifting the chest, adding that little curve in the upper back. Arms can go all the way up or anywhere else that you need them to be. Now, if you're near a wall, you can put your right hand on the wall, you can put your right hand on the block or the right thigh. Keep the left arm up, and I want you to reach up and over to the right side, really increasing the stretch through that left hip. And inhale, bring both arms back up. Exhale, drop the hands, step back to downward dog. Now, if you want to transition differently, if you want to go through hands and knees each time, that's fine. And then you want to kind of help bring that leg forward, that's fine. Make sure it's working for you, all right? So from downward dog or all fours, make your way into that other lunge. So bring that left foot forward, right knee down. Move the hips forward, lift the heart, shoulders down, open your chest. And then take that left hand either to the left hip or a block. Take the right arm up and over. Again, taking that stretch a little deeper into the right hip. And then bring both arms back up. Hands to the mat, step back to downward facing dog. All right, step that right foot forward. This time, we're going to come right into our warrior one. So scoot that back leg in. As you come up, you're still facing the front of your mat. Press that whole left foot firmly into the mat. It's slightly turned out. Right knee, make sure it's not going too far forward and it's not moving in to the middle of the mat, but pressing toward the right side of your foot. Now, let's come into those cactus arms. So you're going to bring your elbows into alignment with the shoulders and really energize those hands. Squeeze the shoulder blades apart, reach through every finger and lift your heart. Inhale back to warrior one. Exhale, open to warrior two. side angle pose, regular or extended variation. Back to warrior two. Turn that right hand up and come into reverse warrior. Come back to warrior two. Now we're going to straighten that right leg. Now my legs are a little too far apart. I'm going to shorten my stance a bit, but keep the alignment, keep those hips turned out. We're going to move into triangle pose from here. So bump the left hip back as you reach the right arm forward till you can't go any further, and then bring that hand down either to a block or to the floor. Keep pushing the hips toward the left side of your mat. And inhale, bring yourself back up. Turn the palm over again, reverse triangle. Both legs are straight. You can look up to the right hand, or you can turn and gaze behind you, behind that left foot. Don't have the head down though, have a nice long neck. And back to triangle pose. Come into warrior two. And see if you can go from here, slowly turn, drop the hands, step back to downward dog. 3 breaths. And then bring the knees down, and we're going to take a little rest before we do the left side. I'm going to go to the other side of my mat just so it's a little easier to view. You might not even need to see me at this point, but if you do, you need to reorient yourself on your mat. Take some time to do that so you have the best setup for yourself that you need. Okay, so we're going to move out of that resting pose, back into our downward dog. 3 breaths. Lengthen it all out again. All right, here we go. Take that left foot, bring it through. I've got to ease mine through still, and then bring my right leg up behind me. Make your way up to warrior one on your left. So same thing, we always want to keep facing front. Make sure both feet are firmly on the mat, arms up, shoulders down, taking that gaze up a little bit. Turning into that cactus pose now, so we're going to flex the hands, spread the fingers out, bring the elbows into alignment with the shoulders, and we do a little bit of a tilt as that chest lifts up. Energize through the hands and fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades tight. Inhale, extend those arms back up. Exhale, open into warrior two. Set it up. Do whatever you need to do to make it the best you can for yourself. Looking over that left hand, side angle pose. Lean into that left leg or use a block. Extend that right arm up or angle it over that right ear. Did I say left arm? I meant right arm. And back up to warrior two, reverse warrior. Just turn the palm up and extend that arm up and back. We're doing about 3 breaths each time, and if you want to stay there longer, please do. Back to warrior two, straightening that left leg. I need to move my stance a bit closer. We're getting ready for our triangle pose, so here we go. Reach forward, push the right hip behind you. Slowly bring that left arm down, right arm up. Make sure you really keep your chest open to the side of your mat. And make your way back up. Now we're just going to turn that left hand up, reverse triangle, float the arm up, Keep the weight between both legs. You can look beyond that right hand, right foot and hand if you like. Or you can gaze up. Slowly extend those arms again, re-bending that left leg, maybe taking the stance a bit wider to get back into our warrior two. And then you're going to slowly turn, drop both hands, maybe the back leg, make your way back into downward facing dog. And then bring the knees down and come into that child's pose and take a little rest. Need to see where we are, what else we have time for. Okay. So we're in our child's pose. Good. Okay. All right. We're going to slowly come out of that and come back to the front of our mat. So you can either slowly drag yourself up one foot at a time, go to downward dog and walk it in, or any other options that work for you. Stay in that forward bend, maybe grab those opposite elbows and let yourself just hang. And then tighten up the belly and just roll yourself back up, making your way back to mountain pose. Okay, so before we head back down to the mat, let's do a balance today. Let's work on warrior three, okay? So you can go to wall if you want to. And I'm gonna move over a little bit just to show you. You have to have a little bit of distance. You can't be leaning on the wall, and my mat's not quite set up the right way, but we're gonna start, I'm a little uneven. We're gonna start in mountain pose. We're gonna take the arms up. We're gonna exhale into that forward bend. Now inhale, lift halfway. Keep your hands on the floor or the block. Now you can use the legs, but it's much harder to balance that way. I'm going to bring my left leg up behind me. And I'm going to try to get my upper body a little bit more in line, but keep my shoulders and hips square. So that's how you can use the block or the wall. Sorry. If you're just using the blocks, you want to have maybe both of them at whatever height you need. So same thing. Lift the upper body, come to that halfway position, take the left leg up. Take one arm, maybe the other arm back. And if it's not balancing great today, feel free to just use the block. Now we don't let ourselves hang into those blocks. We are still using them, using them for support and kind of pressing away. So any of those variations, after that you want to come into your forward bend and relax. You can bend the knees a little bit. You can just hang out here. And so if this is a really difficult one for you, keep the blocks at the highest that you need. It doesn't mean they have to be the highest possible. Maybe you need them here or here, but make sure that they're pretty stable. Mine are a little bit lightweight. They're not the best, but we're gonna try the other side. So you wanna start out by inhaling, getting that upper body nice and straight. Even though it feels straight, I can tell that I get straighter the higher up I come, right? So it's to my advantage to come a little higher possibly. Then tighten the belly, take the other leg up. Keep that body nice and straight. Again, I don't have to take both hands up for it to be a lot of work. This is my less strong leg at the moment. So for me, I feel like I really have to keep my hand down. Now I can take this hand over to the wall if it helps me to work on coming up higher, but I don't want to turn the body. I want to make sure those hips stay nice and square. And then again, come into your forward bend and relax. Three more breaths here. Really enjoy it. It's our last one. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. We're going to go ahead and make our way back to our plank again. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower yourself all the way to your mat. Let's bring those arms alongside. Now turn your forehead to the mat when you're about to start your pose. But while you're resting, feel free to turn the head if that's more comfortable for you. All right, here we go. Belly tight. Make sure the body feels long. Inhale, floating up. Forehead comes up, chest come up. They both point forward. We extend those arms back. Press your feet into the mat or float them up. Keep the neck long. Half or full locust. Inhale at the top and exhale, lower. You turn your head the other way if you like. We're going to do that just one more time today. Again, think about what feels good. Maybe you want to push it a little bit. Think about maybe not getting every pose to the maximum all the time that you're trying, but just kind of enjoying where you are and seeing if you can sustain the breathing and can you feel like you're not straining as much. So there's lots of little improvements that we don't think of sometimes. Let's give it one more try. Forehead to the mat. Extend the arms. Legs are long. Tighten here. Inhale, start to float up. Lift the heart up. Reach those fingertips back. Maybe bring the legs up. One more inhale. Exhale, lower back down. We're just going to bend the knees and just roll the legs a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and bring those legs back down. Forehead to the mat, hands under the shoulders, and slowly push yourself up and back into child's pose. And bring those arms in and have a nice little rest here. All right, so as we come out of that, I'm going to give you a couple of options to do some hamstring stretches. Okay, now we have our regular that we always do, which is forward bend, which we've done a lot of forward bend standing. We do them sitting as well, approach it a little bit differently. Feel free to stay with that if you think the next one isn't going to be ideal for you. But what I do want you to think about, give it a try, come onto your knees. Now this is weight on the knees, so maybe put a folded towel or blanket under them if that's your concern that it's uncomfortable. So from here, I'm going to extend my right leg forward, and I've got my blocks here, but if you can reach the floor, that's fine too. So I'm going to extend that right leg forward. Now notice that my toes are up. I'm not going to let them roll out, certainly not going to let them roll in. Now, inhale, straighten the upper body as much as you can, and then lean forward as if there's a little string from the heart to your toes. You're not going to round the head down. You're going to extend and move that upper body forward. So having a little bit more body weight just over one leg is going to feel pretty good on the hamstring. Give it a try, and if you don't like that, go ahead and you do our regular forward bend. You'll do it 2 times since we're going to be doing each leg from here. So same thing, I can start to walk my hands out. As long as I keep my body as long as possible, I can move my whole upper body toward that leg. All right, and then slowly I'm going to come out of that. I'm going to bring the leg back. I'm going to come up onto both knees and just push the hips forward. Try to pull my elbows toward each other behind me. Let the heart lift up. And as I come upright, I'm going to extend the left leg. Same thing. Use those blocks if you need them. Keep your weight on the right knee. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, start to move forward. Now I feel it a lot sooner, so I don't really need to go any further than this. I'm going to take my blocks a little lower. I just keep extending the spine and going forward. Same thing that we do when we're doing our regular forward bend with both legs in front of us. All right, come out of that. Once again, we're going to come into that modified camel. You can have the toes tucked under or toes down and lift the chest. Press those hips forward. Squeeze those elbows toward each other. Press the hands into the hips. That gives our hips a nice little stretch too. All right, slowly come out of that. Come back to hands and knees and go through cat and cow once or twice more. Inhale one more time, chest up. Exhale, child's pose. And just ease into that. That's our last one of those. So take a few breaths before you turn over onto your back. Okay, slowly come onto your back when you're ready. Bring the knees into the chest and roll that back. Circle side to side, whatever feels good. All right, let's bring both feet to the mat. Come into our bent knees pose. Take a breath in and out. All right, arms over the head, inhale. Exhale, bring that right knee in. Keep the right knee bent and extend that left leg all the way down. Give it a little time. We're going to twist over to the left. So we're going to open this right arm out, taking a breath in here. On the exhale, we're going to pull that right knee up and across. Keep that right shoulder down. Eyes can look wherever you like. You can keep your eyes closed if you need to or if you like to at this point. All right, come onto your back. Thread the needle again. We're going to bring that right foot to the left knee. Take that other foot up off the ground if you like. All right, uncross the legs, hug those knees into your chest again. All right, now we're going to keep that left knee in and extend the right leg all the way out. All right, whenever you're ready to twist, open that left arm out, take a breath in, exhale, twist the left knee up and across. Warning, I think I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. The left shoulder down, left knee up and across. And then as you roll onto the back again, left foot goes to the right knee, same thing. Think about which variation you like. I'm going to stay with this one. This is still a challenging stretch. I'm seeing that I'm getting a little bit more range of motion though, so that's always encouraging. All right, and then uncrossing the legs, pull the knees in again. Let's go into happy baby. So take the feet up. Now you can your happy baby can start behind the knees, but we want the legs wider apart. Usually we have them pretty close together. Let's open them up. So working into the groin a little bit. Now, you can also go here, grab the big toes, grab the outside of the feet. Now this is just very personal, whatever. I like to do to stretch out both legs and then bring them back in, but do whatever works for you. We just want it to be kind of a, what is it? Anything goes kind of a pose. Whatever, babies make the craziest motions and movements, right? They don't think about what they're doing. So I just want you to kind of move around, find something that feels good, play around with it a little bit. And after you've done a few of those, you're going to slowly bring those feet back to the mat. Let's come into reclined butterfly for a moment. This is another one that you can do with either the feet or the hips or both under blocks. Soles of the feet together. So we're just trying to let gravity pull those knees down toward the floor. We don't necessarily want to push them down. Take the arms anywhere you like. I like to take mine a little higher than shoulders because I do have really tight pectorals in the chest. So for me, I can go, the higher I can go and out at an angle, it gets a little challenging. So I'm just trying to work on that a little bit. I'm just going to do about 5 breaths here. I want you to use your exhalations here to really feel that tension release into these tight joints, which is the shoulders and the hips. Now you can stay here longer, any of these positions. I'm going to go ahead and bring my block out, and I'm going to start to make my way into Savasana. So join me when you're ready. You want to do at least 1 full body stretch with arms and legs as long as possible. We're inhaling and reaching. We're exhaling and just letting it all relax. And again, inhale, stretch and hold. Exhale, relax. Now, when you're ready for Savasana, you might want to get something else if you need to be warmed up. If you're feeling your body cooling down, feel free to put a blanket on or maybe a pullover or something to warm you up. And get anything else that you need. If you want to lay on your side or go to the wall, do that. Give yourself do a little inventory through the body, scanning from head to toe. Or start with your feet, make your way up. But really focusing now on the breath, on allowing ourselves, our bodies and our minds to rest. So slow breath in, slow exhale, continuing to work on releasing any tension that you're aware of. Allowing your body to feel heavy and relaxed and letting your mind just drift off. We're going to be here for a few minutes. resting longer, if you like. If you do want to bring yourself back up, I want you to start to just slowly move your fingers and toes a little bit. And you're breathing back to normal at this point, maybe a little bit deeper for a breath or two. Start to move the fingers and toes, and then when you feel a little bit of blood flowing, get the hands and feet, make the movements a little bigger. You can roll your right side or left side, rest a breath or two here. Come up slowly without using a lot of energy. Use your hands to help you up. All right, make your way back up. Stop my camera without a bunch of commotion.